What's up, guys? Back at the new video. Just going to be doing an unboxing for the most beautiful E30 headers, period. That's probably what I'm gonna name this video. I got this box from Ireland Engineering. I just picked these up about a week ago. FedEx is kind of bullshitting with their shipping. They're supposed to be here on Friday, and it's now Tuesday, so they just got here today. But we're just gonna go ahead and unbox these, and then I'm gonna give you a little backstory on these and just stuff that I've been researching for the past couple days. So let's get the unboxing knife. I'm also using a lav mic, so let me know how the audio quality is on it. We're gonna get the good old-fashioned unboxing knife out. Been using this for doing unboxings forever. But let's see, we'll just start from this side. Thing needs sharpened. Ain't even a freaking unboxing knife anymore. It doesn't even cut anything anymore. Now, about these headers, I've wanted a set forever, but the original company stopped making them. So Ireland Engineering decided to make a set of them for sale. So this is gonna be my first time seeing them, and I'll bring you in closer after I get them out and everything, but this is just gonna be my first impressions, and of course they're gonna be getting installed on the car. So I guess let's open them up. I was originally gonna go with the, what are these? The shorty headers, just for the more like the lower end power. Because I want something to be fun around town, and I decided not to do the long tube headers because of just for the fact that they're literally like they stick down past the car like 3 or 4 inches at the bottom of the car. So obviously my car is bagged, if you guys don't know, but I like to air out and be on the ground, so we can't have the long tube headers when they literally scrape when you're just like in a standard lowered E30. So, but let's get right into these. These are their stainless steel racing headers, that's what they call them. More stuff out here. And they are definitely put together with a bunch of plastic. These already look fucking fire. And they're pretty heavy. This box is probably like 15, 16 pounds. Put that one down here. This one over here. And then we got our V-band clamps, which these come with. So you do have to make your own downpipes with these. So I have a dude doing the exhaust on the E30, and he's just gonna make the downpipes and bend everything for me. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and get these unwrapped here. I think I'm gonna blur this part of the video out just so I can get a first reaction of what I think about them when they come out. Because they are wrapped up very well, packaged very nicely. Like I said, these are stainless steel. The originals were also stainless steel, I believe, just from what I was reading. Holy shit. Almost like Christmas, can't even get these off. Now I've honestly these are like my dream headers for my E30, and I'm trying to build my dream E30. So there was no way I was gonna pass up getting a set of these. Holy fucking balls, these are beautiful. I'm gonna take you in for a closer look, reset the camera. So these are what the stainless steel headers look like. I'll give you all the specs and the rundown and everything here in a second, but just want to give you some better looks at them. Looks at the welds. These are TIG welded, so they're really clean. You can see the welds, very clean, very dope look. Got the flange on the back. The primaries on these are 1.5 inches, and then the collector I believe is 2 1/4, if I remember right. Then here's the other header. Look at those are beautiful. Take it off the tripod and get you some closer looks at them. So this is what they look like. These look fire. This is definitely one of like the exhaust pieces, or just like one of the pieces for the car I've always wanted. But Racing Dynamics, which these headers are pretty much clones of, or modeled after or whatever, they do not make them anymore. I know over a few years, from like 2012 to 2019, there's been like batches here and there from group buys from on Rev Limited. But these headers are considered ball of snakes. That's what they call them, just because that's how they look with the pipes all overlapping each other and everything. These look beautiful. Definitely super stoked to get these on the car. But I just want to give you guys some background as well on these, on the original ones, and just things that I found while doing all my research yesterday. And then this video will be concluded. Like I said, you do have to make your own downpipes, so they give you these V-bands. Like I said before, they give you the V-bands, and then you just have your dude, whoever's doing your exhaust work, unless you do your own exhaust work, you just have to make your own downpipes. But let's see if we can get a above shot. These are sick. Like I said, the TIG welds are very nice. They're very clean. I'm gonna go ahead and get the spec sheet out. Wrote some notes down on my phone just so you guys can get an idea of the specs on these if you were looking to purchase these for your E30. Just look at that shot. Beautiful. This is definitely going to be like a centerpiece of the engine bay. Once you open the engine bay, people see these headers. Like I said, these are raw stainless steel. I think I'm going to keep them stainless steel for now. You can get these, ceramic coated as well. They'll help you with heat and the look, and obviously cover up the welds so you don't see the welds or anything. But I think I'm just going to run them raw for now, because I do know if you use like the chrome Cerakote or whatever, you have to put it on and then you still have to polish it, which are is definitely going to be a big problem with these, because obviously these are really close knit when it comes to the welds and everything and how close the pipes are. We'll go over the specs on these from Ireland Engineering first, and then we'll go into the Racing Dynamics part of it. These are made from 304 stainless steel. Like I said, you got the V-band clamps. You have to make your own downpipes, and these are TIG welded. So like I said, these are on the site for $950, which is a pretty decent price. For headers, they have 3 or 4 different types of headers that you can get for these cars, aside from like the cheap eBay ones. Ireland Engineering makes the shorty headers, which I was going to get originally until I saw these posted last year when they finished the prototypes for them. And I was like, I gotta have those, because you literally can't get the Racing Dynamic ones anymore, because they're not made by the company anymore. But we'll get in more to that here in a few minutes. Like I said, you also have the long tube headers, which I can't really run because it's fine for like top end power. If you're building your car for more power on the top end, long tubes is what you want. But just they stick so far down from the car. Like if you're in a lower E30, you're scraping them all the time, and if you're in a bagged E30, you're definitely not airing out and being super low unless you're like on 17s or whatever. But that's pretty much it for the Ireland Engineering side. They also do make some other shorty headers like MDS headers or whatever. I don't remember what those are, but just from Ireland Engineering, those are all the ones that they make. So this full exhaust one that goes on the car is going to be everything's going to be stainless steel. So the headers, the downpipes, the muffler, the resonator, everything's gonna be stainless. So should be an entire stainless exhaust. We're gonna get into the Racing Dynamics part of the video. I'm just gonna give you like some history, some stuff that I've researched yesterday and just came across when I've been looking up these headers. Obviously, since I ordered these, I wanted to look up the original ones, and I'll throw a picture in right now of what the original ones look like. Obviously, these were made back in the 80s and probably 90s, but then they stopped production probably around the same time, honestly. Probably around like the 90s or the 80s. So they did come with their K27 and K25 cars, which is like their package with like the body kit and the work done to the motor, because they did a lot of stuff for E30s, and they still do stuff for other BMWs now and other models. But back in the day, they did have a lot of stuff for E30s. They made steering wheels, they made body kits. I'll throw in some pictures of some body kits on the E30, like the late model one I really like. Obviously, they made the headers, they made a valve cover with the Racing Dynamics on it. And one of the main things that they made that isn't really known about, and I didn't really know about it until yesterday, is the 24 valve M20 head, which is obviously something that isn't been done by any other company. I heard it was from a project from another company, and then Callaway had it in Connecticut, and then somehow Racing Dynamics got it, because I think the owner, Federico, decided to take the project off his hands or whatever. And they only made 5 to 7, somewhere around there. I think it's less than 10, but I think it said that there were 7 known to be made, and they didn't make any more after that. So it was definitely something that was really rare, and didn't really get much traction because at the time they did the head, and shortly after that BMW already finished the M50 engine, which is pretty much an M20 with a 24 valve. So the project was scrapped and it never really went anywhere. But a lot of their cars that they made, like tuning wise for the M20, they squeezed a decent amount of power out of them, just like Alpina and everything. They had different versions, but like I said, the K25 and the K27, that's what got these headers on them. So the motor work, whatever they had, they were all tuned for these headers. So obviously if you want these, you would probably want to do something else to your motor, you know, like a cam or stroke the motor, or, you know, just anything like that. I am planning on stroking the car. This is kind of like one step towards mods to that, because I don't want to, you know, do stuff backwards. So I want to get these first, and then I'll end up stroking the motor probably in a year or two. And that's definitely going to be like the long-term build goals. But I was checking around on the forums when I was looking at these headers, like I said, and apparently back in 2012 there was a guy on Rev Limited, one of the main E30 guys, I guess, on there. His name was F. Paro, which is stands for Frank Paro, that's his name, and I believe he is from Hawaii. But a lot of the stuff that he was posting, he was in Hawaii at the time. But he reached out, like I said, to Federico, which is the owner and like the founder of Racing Dynamics. I guess he ended up reaching out to him, but I guess in 2012 he decided to contact him again and get a set of these made. And then they ended up doing a group buy on Rev Limited, which doesn't really happen anymore. They used to do that for like products, but they made those. So basically he got everybody together, got all the money for everybody, and at the time they were only quoted at $600 for the product, so everybody paid their down payments. And apparently there was just a lot of problems with the manufacturing and just stuff taking forever, and it ended up being everyone wanted their money back, so everyone got refunded. And then Frank ended up getting all of the headers, and then he had to raise the price on them because of the extra time it takes to make these, because obviously the intricate design, they had to raise the price on them. So it went from like $600 to $800 and some change, and then plus shipping and handling and everything, they ended up being around $900. And a lot of people backed out, but also a lot of people just decided to pay the extra money because they wanted the headers for their E30. And that was pretty much like 15 sets, I think. He ended up selling all those. Then a few years later, around 2016, I believe, they got another group buy together and did the same thing, I think another 10 or 15 units, and ended up getting those made from Federico as well, because these are made by they were made by the original factory who made them back in the early 80s when the company started making the stuff for the E30s. So it was made by the same company or the same factory. That's why it took so long. Apparently they just don't care about time there, and they just pretty much took forever to do the headers because all like the extra work to do this, and that's why the price raised on them. But that was pretty interesting to read, and just going through the entire process of how everything was done just to get these headers on market. And like I said, they really weren't on the market. They were just like small batches made. So basically just like a group buy, which doesn't really happen anymore. But also a lot of videos of Frank Poro's E30, which is a stroker build with these same headers, the original headers. The only thing different really is I believe there's like a plate down here in this section that says Racing Dynamics. And I think the last time they did like another group buy was in 2019. I believe it was another 10 or 15 units, and those ended up all getting sold. And I haven't seen anything on the thread or anything past that point. So I think Federico just decided to stop making them or whatever, because Frank pretty much convinced him to get everything put back together and start making those headers just for people in the community who really wanted them, and obviously couldn't get a set because the original sets were really old. And they've had like simple revisions here and there, but I just thought it was really interesting on how the entire process unfolded. So the last thing I want to cover is the M24 head. Like I said, apparently there was only 7 made. That's what was quoted, that there was only 7 made. and they're still at the original factory who made the cylinder head and these headers back in the day in Italy. Basically, from my understanding and what I was reading, is the same factory used to make cylinder heads for BMW back then. So basically they were already making the M20 heads, so they just took the time or whatever and researched to make a 24 valve version, which was basically going to, you know, beef the motor up, because it was rated for a decent amount of power. I think it was 100 base horsepower per liter. So if you were on a 2.7, that's basically 270 horsepower at the crank. But I guess it just never picked up because, like I said, the M50 came out, so they kind of just dropped the project. And it's really sad to see, because those definitely would have been pretty cool to see on a build, and that'd definitely be something I would want to have on my build. And I did see that they tried to get them remade, but just the logistics of it and the price, like you would pay for the cylinder head and all the work and everything, would just be like more money than you can go do like an S54 swap, and you wouldn't have to, you know, worry about like the low power numbers from an M20 itself. So I just wanted to give that little backstory, because I thought it was really interesting while I was digging in deep about all the stuff that went on with just like the group buys and kind of just following the process. I thought it was really dope. But like I said, these are going to be going on the E30 probably in about a month. I have to do a throwout bearing for the car, and then I have to get my muffler and a couple other exhaust pieces, and then we're going to be throwing this on probably sometime in September. Took me a little bit longer to get these headers because I was doing other things, but just want to give you guys one more look for this unboxing. I know it's a little longer video, but I basically just wanted to cover everything that I learned because I thought it was really cool. So really nice welds. Obviously you got your flange mounts. I am going to be doing a stud upgrade kit, either from Ireland Engineering as well, or from another company. But basically you just put the studs in the head and you can torque them down, so everything's all fresh and new when I put the exhaust on. So that's definitely something I want to go ahead and do. But this is what they look like. I think they're fucking beautiful. Definitely the most beautiful E30 headers made. Like I said, since Racing Dynamics does not make them anymore. People were asking Ireland Engineering to go ahead and do the work, and they got them made, and these look fucking sick. Another thing I want to say is Ireland Engineering makes 10 of these sets at a time. So if they are out of stock like they are right now, because when I bought them, I guess this was the last set that they had, but he already has like 10 more being made right now. That is something that you want to keep an eye out for, because like I said, there's only 10 of these made in each batch, and then after they're gone, then he'll put in another order to get like another 10 made, and then that's just how it goes. So if they aren't in stock, you can just hit them up and they'll tell you like how long the lead time is to make them. These are assembled and made in a small company in SoCal. So they're in the US, unlike the original ones, which were in Italy. So every time they made the headers, they had to get made in Italy, which was obviously a logistical problem, because the time it takes to ship it over by crate or whatever, and just like the time that they take to make everything. So this is definitely a valuable option for you guys who want to do these Racing Dynamics type headers, since they don't make them anymore. At least to my knowledge, they don't make them anymore, unless Frank might do it like another group buy, but I haven't seen anything. So anyways guys, thanks for watching the video. Hope I gave you guys a cool little backstory on these, and hope you guys, if you guys are going to pick these up, hope I answered any questions you have. If you do have any more questions, like I said, I'm getting these installed in probably like a month, so I'll give you like any pointers or whatever. Then I'm also going to have my exhaust guy look at these and tell me what he thinks, because I'm not an exhaust professional or anything, but I do think these look really nice. They're really solid, really stick out in the engine bay, and definitely something I've always wanted for the E30, or for my E30. So I think these will look sick. So like I said, come back in probably like a month or month and a half, however long it takes, and we're gonna get these headers on, and then I will do a little sound test, of course, and all that stuff. Then I'll give you guys my honest opinion on what I think about them over the stock, even though these are basically supporting mods, and there's nothing done to my motor. It's pretty much stock. So but that's gonna be all changing here in a few years. I just wanted to get these right now since I had the money for them, and just do the exhaust once and be done with it, and then we can do the stroker motor, and everything can be tuned together. So anyways guys, thanks for watching the video. Peace out.